Hello, my lords and ladies, and welcome to another or first episode of our Hawk painting series. We're painting the collectible miniatures. This is going to be Wilson that we're going to be painting today. This is off of the collectible first pack you can get from at Hawk RPG. So head over there to www.hawk.store if you want to get yourself on a brand new game that'll be coming out. These are the collectibles. Pretty easy. Thank you to all my YouTube members. You guys are absolutely amazing. Without further ado, let's go. All right, the first thing you're going to do is take the miniature out of the collector's box, and then you're going to have to cut some of those spruces off, the metal spruces, and file it down. There are some mold lines, but not too bad. And then we're going to spray paint it in pure chaos black or whatever black you have, preferably a matte black, not shiny. We're just going to do a quick dry brush of Abadon Black to make sure that we get everything covered if there's anything that was chipped. Next, we're going to take that exact same dry brush and we're going to do some Eshin Grey, and we're just going to dry brush the entirety of the model. What this is going to do is bring out a lot of the contour of the miniature, and it's going to make it a little bit easier to paint. Plus, the robes are black. We're just going to give it a little bit of depth, but not go overboard with it. For our second robe highlight, again, you can get this all over the miniature. It makes it a little easier to paint because you can see all of the detail. We're going to do some Dawnstone. We're going to put that all over. Now, it might be a little bit bright, and we're going to desaturate this later in the video. So that step is up to you, but we'll talk about it when we get there. For our face and hands, we are going to be doing some Cadian Fleshtone. Now, this is a pretty small miniature, so we want to take our time on it. Don't go super quick on this, and we're not using any contrast paints because we're obviously going onto a black surface. So we're going to be doing all normal paints the old school way. Now, you'll notice that the staff is bent, and I had to rebend it at the end of the video. But the smoking pipe at the top of the staff needs to be bent up. Your metal miniatures for all you old school gamers out there, you know what I'm talking about. For the beard, we are going to do just some basic Mechanicus standard gray. Don't forget that mustache as well. It is very small, so make sure you're using a very small brush, or if you're comfortable using a bigger brush because your hands are that good, God bless you. All right, for all of our symbols on Wilson's row, we're going to be starting off with some World Bearers Red. So this is the front portion of the cross and the designs. There's some on the shoulder and on the back as well. So again, take your time on this. Make sure you're getting within the lines. And if you do make a mistake, you can go over it with some Abadon Black onto the robe, but you don't want to do that because obviously we have the robe already kind of done. We're just going to desaturate it, so we don't want to go crazy on it. For the prayer beads in Wilson's left hand, if you're looking at it, the right hand, we're going to be doing some Karak Stone. Inside and out, just make sure you get all of them. Yeah. For Wilson's staff, just for all of the smoking part, the top part, and the bottom part as it meets the gold portion we're going to paint here in a second, some Mournfang Brown. Only two colors left here. For the bottom portion of Wilson's staff, we're going to be doing the Retributor Armour and the chain necklace of the cross coming down from the neck of Wilson. We're going to be doing Retributor Armour as well. And a little area that needs to be painted is the undercap of Wilson, which is just going to be Abadon Black. And that is all for our base colors. And we're going to be moving on to some washes. All right, for our all of our robes, we're going to desaturate this to include the beard as well with some Nulin Oil. Now, this is going to dole down our kind of over-the-top look of our robe. So it will still stick through all the highlights and the dry brushing we did, but it will desaturate it and make it look more like a natural robe compared to being kind of a very standoutish. For the prayer beads and for our gold and brown, so basically the entire staff, we're going to be doing some Agrax Earthshade. Now, we are going to use some Reikland Fleshshade here in a second. You could use the Reikland Fleshshade on the gold areas too if you would like. It's up to you, but I went with the more brownish look. And then obviously we're going to use some Reikland Fleshshade onto the face. Make sure you get the lips as well. Again, it is a very small surface area, so do take your time on this. Once you are completed with your wash step, let it dry and we'll move on to the highlights. All right, starting with the staff, we're just going to do a quick reapplication of Mournfang Brown just to spruce it up a little bit. For the robe, we're just going to do a highlight of Khorne Red. If you really want to brighten it up, like you want to make it very red, you can use Evil Sun Scarlet. But I went with more of a dull red, so I used the Khorne Red. Yay us. For the face, I'm just doing a reapplication of Cadian Fleshtone. Nothing too crazy. You could do some chiseled flesh on top of it if you would like, but again, it's a very small surface area. You don't really notice it. For the beard, I'm just doing like a quick dry brush with a very small brush of Dawnstone. I also did the eyes that, again, if you've watched me at all, I can never do it on camera. I just do some black with some white in the orbitals and then just a small little dot of black. For the prayer beads, I can talk, I swear I can. We're just going to do some Ivory. You can use some Ushabti Bone. You can use Screaming Skull. It's up to you. You can keep it a little bit more earthy looking instead of turning it more white. I went with the more purified prayer beads, I guess you could say, on Wilson's right arm. If you're staring at it, left arm normally. You know what I mean? And the last step we are going to do is just highlight up the gold. So we're going to use some Liberator Gold on to our bottom portion of the staff, and then obviously the necklace. Be very careful on the necklace because you do not want to get any of it onto the black. And that's it. That's all she wrote. It's pretty simple. Obviously, these are metal miniatures, so they are old school. They're not perfect. You're not working with a Warhammer miniature, but the feel of a metal miniature, in my opinion, is much better. It's heavier. It sticks where it's at. It's got some depth to it. It's definitely got some weight, which I am a big fan of, especially when you're gaming onto a game board. Now, the miniatures do come onto a very small pallet where you can just clip them off and put them on a new base if you would like a plastic base. It's up to you. But this is just the easy way to paint them. So we're going to be doing the other miniatures from HOCK in the upcoming weeks. So if you would like more information, you can send me a message, or you can go to www.hock.store and order your own while they are in supply. There's only 100 of them made. So yeah. All right. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. Paints on.